YouTubers, how's it going? I have here a Mega Gardevoir Fairy deck that I wanted to share with you guys today. I think the Mega Gardevoir deck, although it is not tier 1, or so people say, it is a very fun and also can be very competitive. Just last week, or a couple weeks ago actually, at Locals, it took third, and this was the first time I had ever played this deck. I did play against a Virizion deck. I played against a Gengar deck with the Trevenant, which was really annoying. I mean, it once they get you into item lock, it was really hard to get into it. I did go up against a Keldeo deck, which I did lose to, because Keldeo and Blastoise just wreck like crazy. And the last deck that I played up against was actually a mirror match. I did play a fairy mirror match, and it was actually pretty fun. I got lucky. The player that I went against, they had a really bad hand, and I was hoping that they would have recovered from it because I was hoping for a really good game. I mean, it would give me a chance to kind of see, from the other side what it is that would stop me in my tracks or what it is that would benefit me as I play through it. But we'll get it next time. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get it started. If you guys have any comments, any concerns, anything, just go ahead and write it down at the bottom, and I'll take a look at it later. Whenever this does post up, or even if people do get to look at this at all. But here we go. So obviously we're running 1, 2, and 3 copies of Mega Gardevoir. I prefer the 3-copy Gardevoir just because 2 is too inconsistent for me. If one gets stuck in the prize and the other one gets discarded for whatever reason, you only have one, and just in case you always want to have a backup. So 3 is a preferred line for me, and I really like this. It's really good. Obviously, with the 3 on 3, it's going to be 3 Gardevoir. Same thing. I don't really use much of Gardevoir for attacking, but if I have to, I will use that Life Leap, which will sometimes just get you out of a bind, even if you do have a little bit of HP left. Now this one is probably the one that people probably will ask why for. Consistency. It's all about consistency. Running 4 is crucial for me. I can't tell you how many times, getting that fourth one, or having 4, and just knowing that I'm going to have a fourth one in there, whether 2 are prized or whether they get discarded. I know I have 4. Coming up are the Spritzy. I run a 3 Spritzy line, along with a 2 Aromatisse line. It's kind of weird because I usually run 3 and 3, but I found that 3 and 2 is more consistent. Whatever the reason may be, I find it a lot easier to run just 3 and 2. I really like it. And the tech card Hoopa EX. Hoopa EX is definitely a really good card. I mean, I was at the Locals and they're like, "Hey, have you tried using Hoopa EX?" And man, let me just tell you, this card is amazing. I mean, drop it down and you get the EXs that you need. Is just amazing. And it also does include Gardevoir, Mega Gardevoir, and Gardevoir EX. So if you have the room for it, add it in. Trust me, it is a unbelievably fun card. We're gonna move on. For Stadium War, I run 4 Fairy Garden. Same thing, consistency, and also because I just really like Fairy Garden. It's a really good card. We're running 4 Sycamore. Kind of standard in almost any deck, really. You want to get that draw power, and especially because I don't run the Shaman. Not only because I don't feel like spending $25 to $40 on Shamans, but I haven't really had a necessity for them. I mean, I've seen it, and the consistency's still there. Obviously, at the 3 on 3, 3 Gardevoir Spirit Link, no explanation there. You're running 3 Ultra Ball, no explanation there. Now, in the VS Seekers, I would run 3, maybe even 4, but I only have 2 at the moment, but they worked out for me. But yes, I would really love to see this VS Seeker more often, so I think I'm going to get 2 more just in case. Professor Birch, I prefer this over Shauna. Yes, you run a 50-50 chance of getting one less card than Shauna, but you also run that 50-50% chance of getting 7 cards, which has actually helped me win a couple of the games. So, double AZ, good cards. Fan clubs. Fan clubs for the Xerneas, and fan clubs for the Aromatisse, fan clubs for the Hoopa. It's funny because if you get a for Fan Club, you get a Hoopa and you get one other Pokemon, and then you drop the Hoopa. You can go ahead and just start setting your field. It really is that quick. Double N, double Lysander, a Max Potion. I would run more of these, but I need to find another one. I did trade it out, and before I found out the regionals was going to be expanded. One teammates, obviously for knockouts, because your Xerneas is going to get knocked out as you're trying to Geomancy and buff him up. One Hex Maniac, and one Sorosic. I haven't seen myself use Sorosic very much, but, you know, it's in there just in case I need to get rid of those double colorless, which are flying around everywhere. And, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 energies. So, that is my deck profile. If you guys have any comments, just go ahead and do it down at the bottom, and I'll get back to you on that one. Thanks, guys.